All right. Hey everyone, welcome to, I think we're on the 6th episode now. Yep. Welcome to the 6th episode of the WTDW podcast. Today we are joined by Cloony22, and instead of having Straw on today, we have Dorian co-hosting the podcast because Straw's plane got delayed, so he couldn't be here today. So, Cloony, would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Alright, hello, I'm Cloony. I am also a Dutch-speaking person. Right now I'm studying chemistry and I speedrun Horizon Zero Dawn any percent in my free time and play some games in my free time. And I have a side job at a convenience store. That's pretty much me.
Oh, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for it.
You are very welcome.
On the 80% speedruns, what made you decide to start running Horizon?
I mean, I think it was like one of Elke's videos that got pushed in the YouTube algorithm towards me, and I was already very much into Horizon Zero Dawn. At that time I already played it like 2 or 3 times, and I thought like, hey, this guy is streaming, speedrunning the game. And I thought, hey, I can do that too, I want to do that too. So I started doing a few runs, and my first one was like over 3 hours, and right now that's already 1 hour less. So
Seeing progress on speedruns is always great.
It is.
yeah,
It's a really good feeling.
It's still very far from like satisfaction or being something good, you know. I'm still like half an hour behind the current real world record, so it's definitely something, but
But it is respectable.
And also after that, I joined the community. I submitted a run, and I learned about New Game Plus runs as well.
Well, you didn't know about those before?
No, I just thought you need to run through the entire game as fast as you can, and that's pretty much a speed run. I didn't know the category of New Game Plus existed.
So in your first run, did you go and do like all these speedrun skips, or did you just went and played?
I might have tried to do them, but I probably didn't really do a lot of them.
Okay.
I just started training them later on, actually. Most of the skips are not that easy, and I just wanted to run. I didn't really want to practice skips, you know.
You just wanted to give it a shot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my first run, I had like the first run I did, I had like Elke's run open besides me to look at the splits he uses as a reference of what route I needed to take. It's like that bad was my preparation, you know?
I mean, I typically also don't prepare when throwing myself into a new speed game, because when I did my first run, I think I just copied the splits and then I just did a run based off of that. I don't think I'd even watched a full Horizon run before that.
Interesting.
Yeah, because Dorian, I know that you, on the other hand, you already practiced all the skips beforehand, right?
So I would not really say that I practice all the skips, but I definitely looked at them and noted them down. So I went and wrote down all of the things that I want to do in the run, like go there, shoot this guy, then shoot this guy, then shoot this guy.
Did you noted it down that specifically, like shoot that guy, shoot that guy?
Oh, I currently don't have my notes right here. Maybe this is a topic for sometime when I will be a guest on this stream.
Yeah, true. We still need to have a host episode at some point.
Yeah, we really have to figure out what's the deal with Fleur.
That would be non-podcast hosters hosting podcaster.
That would be interesting to see.
That would be very interesting.
At that point, you'd also have to think really about who would be the ones to host it.
I mean, a talkative person, you know, person.
I mean, or we also could go like just do a episode with Fleur, Thor, and me, and we talk
That would
about
work.
all the 3 persons or stuff like this. But yeah, we will figure that out.
work.
Now we have another guest to attend to.
So, Clooney, how did you get into Horizon as a game? How did you hear about it?
That's pretty much me looking for a new game in the PlayStation Store, and I saw it on discount, and I had like a friend that played a lot of games as well, so I had to choose at the time between Shadow of the Tomb Raider I found interesting and Horizon I found interesting, and he really recommended Horizon to me, and then I started playing it and pretty much instantly got hooked to the game. And then I saw the end credits and I was like, dude, this game is made entirely by Dutch people. And I was like, you know,
It is.
this is my favorite game from now on.
Not because of the story or the gameplay, no, because it was made by Dutch people.
Well, it was probably, besides GTA, like the second or third major game I actually played, you know. Yeah, Dutch people, I don't know.
What do you mean by that, 34?
Yeah. This was like the third or so real game I played. So it wasn't that hard to get hooked to it on a level that I was like, you know, this is a very good story. This is my favorite game, and it's also made by Dutch people, which is a little bit of pride, you know.
The cherry on top.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It does bring that little cherry on top that makes you get hooked even more. For me, at least.
Huh?
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't even know. I think I only found out that Horizon was made entirely by Dutch people once I actually joined the speedrunning community.
I mean, that might also explain the volume of Dutch people in our community, you know?
There are a lot.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting to think about. If it is-
Coincidence? I think
I
not.
think not. How many Dutchies are there in our community? Because there's me, Clooney, Seth. I guess Seth,
Brewing.
Brewing.
Anybody see?
There are quite a few. But there are also quite a few Germans here.
Yeah, I noticed
That's
that as
true.
well.
Fine, Germany is quite
Wolfie?
a big country as
You
well.
forgot
though.
Wolfie?
Wolfie? Yes, Seth.
No,
That's
yeah,
Seth.
I said Seth, so. I do count you as part of the community, Seth. Come on. I did say Seth.
I mean, without
Wolfie.
you, Seth, the community wouldn't have mods at all.
Exactly.
That's true.
We need Seth to be modding everyone. This is a good question from Soft. Did you play the game on what language did you play the game?
I actually played it on English without subtitles. So pretty much, my English is a good enough level that I can understand exactly what they're saying, you know. So I prefer to play a game without subtitle because that way you're more focusing on what's happening instead of reading the text of the subtitle, you know.
That's true.
So for me, yeah, I like to play a game or in a totally different language if the game is from Japan, for example. I tend to just use English subtitles with Japanese voice sometimes as well.
Have
But
you
if I
played
use
Ghost of
English,
Tsushima?
yeah, I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima like right now. I'm
Nice.
playing a little bit of it. And I play that with Japanese language and English subtitles.
Yeah. That was also the... Actually, no. My first playthrough was, I think, with Japanese voice but German text and subtitles. Yeah. Right now I'm also playing it with English subtitles and text.
I mean, if there are Dutch subtitles, I tend not to use them because I think it is because I used to watch Pokemon with Dutch voice as a kid. And then I found out settings and you can also add subtitles. So I added Dutch subtitles over the Dutch speaking actors in the movie.
Why would you do that?
And I found out that the subtitles don't even say what they are saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let's just
Bilingual
keep it
problems.
on English so that the translation is not double translated and as good as possible, you know?
And
Yeah,
so
I mean,
the problem with that is most likely that the subtitles are directly translated, but the
From Google Translate.
not necessarily, but the voiceover is actually adapted to the language, because in some languages you say different things completely different, and maybe the voiceover adapted that, while the subtitles did not.
That could actually be
that would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But I mean, I also do have, whenever I'm watching, I don't know, something in English and then I read the subtitles in Dutch because they just happen to be there, that the subtitles don't really match up to what they're saying. Sometimes there's even mistakes in very simple things like the...
Yeah.
And the show will say something like, oh, 100 of those. And the subtitles will say 10 daarvan, which translates to 10 of those.
Wait, did that actually happen to you?
That happens way more often than I'd like to admit.
I mean, it is actually kind of true that things are just brought out of context slightly, which makes the entire, the entire solution of the sentence completely different, you know?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you can also...
yeah, go ahead, Flo.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you can, if you're translating something, you can interpret it in multiple different ways.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah, exactly.
So
what were you going to say, Dorian?
Are there Dutch subtitles for Horizon?
There are.
Yeah. And are they good?
I don't know, I have never played with them.
I mean, you would expect them to be good, right?
I would hope they would be.
It would be kind of disastrous if they would be bad.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
It would actually be kind of funny to just try out once or something.
Yeah.
Are Dutch
I am kind of
subtitles any good?
surprised. I'm kind of surprised that there aren't Dutch voiceovers though.
Agreed.
I mean, there aren't really that much Dutch actors, especially Dutch actors for games.
There are enough Dutch voice actors. I don't think that this is this counts as a reason. If you look for voice actors, you will find good voice actors.
I mean, I don't doubt that there are good voice actors in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I'm sorry for
There
that.
have to be. There's no way there aren't any.
Sorry, stream. They just started playing. You did not, though.
What happened?
My browser made noises. By the way, talking about my browser,
Dorian.
Rogue One, Cloony.
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Let's go. That's a good start.
And it
Now
was
they need to
actually
win
not
again.
even close. So
Really?
yeah, in kills 8 kills for FPX and 22 kills for Rogue. So
I am seeing the rewind.
Sorry, what are we talking about now?
We're talking about the League of Legends World Championship.
I didn't even realize that was going on.
Just a topic switch over here, by the way.
No, I suddenly heard Rogue One and I was like, the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. But yeah, back to topic or something like this.
Yeah, back to the the name of this channel. Let's see. Do you have the platinum trophy?
Me. I have 100% on the trophies. So I have platinum, but I also have all the DLC stuff. I also have New Game Plus on Ultra Hard.
Have you 100% in game?
Yep, but
Nice.
I don't have all the data recordings, etc. I started that project without. I just started that project once without even looking on a map where all the data points are. I was just like, let's just go around the map in every bunker to collect all of them. I didn't finish it.
Understandable. Without a map, it's pretty tough to find all of them.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I switched to PS5 and I have no New Game Plus file at the moment, so I could do it again, I guess.
A Hondo Run.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, I think, soon. Unless it can take 24 plus hours, 84. I don't know.
I mean, as long as your stream keeps going. As long as your stream keeps going, you can technically do it.
And your
My 100% file is close to 70 hours. So, yeah. It would take a lot for me to speedrun the 100% speedrun. Also know nothing about that road, so...
I mean, you
at
can
the very least... At the very least, there's now a new updated route, right, that Elk is using, that is like 20 minutes faster or something.
But still, it's quite a bit of dedication to know 6 hours, 7 hours of route,
It is. Like, I'm not sure how Elk does it.
The routing of the main game, it's also a decently big route, but it's not that complicated and quite easy to understand, So it's nothing, I feel like, compared to like 100% of the game. If you need to route that would be such a mess to solve.
Because on main game, it's yeah, as you said, it's way more simple. It's like, oh, fast travel there, do that fight, fast travel there.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, exactly.
In Hondo, it's like, oh, go to the right halfway through this quest, get this thing, get that thing, teleport over there, then go to the left, and continue the quest you were doing earlier.
I mean, also in any percent runs, we do start quests and continue them later.
Yeah, but I feel like it's slightly different because in Hondo, hold up one moment.
Blur getting distracted. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not really up to date with the any percent meta strats, you know. I'm just running and I'm gradually learning new strats throughout the runs, and sometimes I practice them.
I don't think that the any percent strats have really changed. I mean, there are a few adjustments like we did in New Game Plus, the research from Checkpoint there and there.
I mean, the Stormslinger thing in the bomb side of the Nora area, like the War Chief Trail, that doesn't even get implemented because you don't have a Stormslinger, you know, so...
You can do the same with bombs.
Yeah.
Even though,
I mean,
my experience with
less
it
time.
Was not that good.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't even buy bombs, so...
Same.
It would cost me time to buy bombs, and then you save time, but it's also a risk, you know?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not even sure, because you would have to buy bombs before you're done with Maker's End, and before Maker's End, you don't really have that many shards.
You can buy it after Maker's End.
Depending
you fast travel
on
to a
your
campfire.
RNG, you can have a decent amount.
Yeah, but the problem with that, Doreen, is that I use a slightly different route where I, fast travel further ahead.
Your route
would be the problem.
Yeah, then don't do that route, Fleur.
Wait, you have a different route than the usual any percent route?
What I do this in all the categories I run where it's main game. Basically, after doing, the massacre side, you would usually go left to go to Mother's Crown. But what I do, I go straight forward into Devil's Thirst. Is it Thirst or Grief?
It is Devil's
Thirst, I think.
Devil's Grief is the one with Ring of Metal in it.
Okay. So I go straight ahead into Devil's Thirst, and then I unlock a campfire, and then I go left to Mother's Crown. So I then have a campfire it's basically right next to the tall neck, so it's way closer to the rise that Sona's runner told you about.
Yeah.
And I still haven't timed if it's slower, faster, equal, but I'll just hope it's not losing me too much time for now.
You should time it at one point.
I should. Because I also used a different route for the camps, which I'm almost certain is slower.
Yeah.
I really need a timer as well of some sort.
So about these camps. I experimented with the routing of the camps for Summer Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And because at first I was also like, hey, you could pick up the metal flower that is a bit behind the camp that most of us do as the second camp.
Yeah.
Go from there directly to the tower and with Fallen Sona. But it was not really fun.
Huge voice crack.
What?
And no, I was going to say that the metal flower is behind that camp, and so that wouldn't work, at least for my mental map of
you could pick it up like on the way to the tower.
Yeah, but like
that's fun.
Why would you do that if it's in the opposite direction of where you came from?
No, actually, if you go pick it up and go to the tower afterwards, it's actually not really a detour. Considered to the normal way we do go there, but the way to it is
a different metal flower, because from my mental map
no,
of Horizon,
And another metal flower then we ended up picking up before the camp. So there's this metal flower.
So you are talking about the metal flower closer to Ring of Metal.
The one more in the upright corner, so to speak.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
So there's the one we pick up in Summer Cup, which is the one
Yes.
at the first camp. It's to the right. Is that the one you're talking about or not?
I'm talking, if you have the map open, I'm talking about metal flower Mark 1G.
Let me see. Hold up. Let me look for that. So that. Yeah. Okay. So that is not the one we pick up.
Yes.
In the current Summer Cup, right? Okay, that's what I was talking about.
No.
Yeah. And in theory, you could pick that up and then go straight up to the tower, and that wouldn't be a real detour considered to the normal one where you go up to the other camp, and that's basically the same different distance. But overall, it's faster to pick up the metal flower E.
I mean, it is a little bit of a detour, right? Because you need to backtrack just a tiny bit.
Yeah, but so is picking up E. That's also slightly a detour.
Yeah.
Then,
but overall,
you were routed like normally 1, 3, 2 as the order of the camp.
And then the camp flower and the things, but it was not faster. Overall, it was because you go up to 3 and then down to 2, and you need to do this distance basically 2 times then, which was not worth it.
You need to pretty much draw the shortest line.
Alternatively, right?
What?
I'm looking on the map for where the camp is. Not really finding it, but from what I'm hearing, you could also just pick it up when you're at camp number 2 for the first time. Or camp number 3, I'm not sure which one.
I mean, it is
not really.
a bit away from the camp, so...
yeah, but I'm not sure if I just interpreted what you said wrong, but it sounded like what you were saying is to go to Sona and Val and then go back for the metal flower.
No. First get the metal flower, then go to Sona and Val.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
by the way,
my brain was a bit of a potato, so in the bandit camp before the 3 bandit camps, the War Chief Trail, I didn't really see that metal flower that was over there. So I actually included it in my prior runs, to talk to Sona and Vrol at the tower, go on your mount to that one mark flower we talked about, and then do the Ring of Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and also including the other one, but that was like not fast. Yeah.
I mean, straw also included the different metal flower. If you go all the way back to the main embrace gate and then go a bit to the left, there's the bunker.
Yeah.
And straw picked up the one in there.
Yeah.
I quickly found out that was not really that
not
fast.
optimal.
No. Because you need to climb up again, and climbing costs time in this game.
First you need to jump up to the bunker itself, drop down, swim back. So it's yeah.
I mean, if you could like fast travel out, it maybe would be more worth a shot.
Yeah, but unfortunately, fast travel not allowed.
Yeah. I mean, it does make it a lot more fun to watch if it's timed in real time,
Yeah, it's also way easier to immediately know who the winner is.
Yeah.
That's also true. Maybe for Forbidden West, at least if everyone plays on PS5, we could just do an event where loads don't really matter because they don't matter too much.
Yeah, but not everyone will play on the PS5.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Cloony, for how much did you buy your PS5?
You know, Cool Blue, right?
Yeah.
They have a bundle with Ghost of Tsushima and an extra controller, and I bought that. So it wasn't even overpriced or anything. And I also wanted to buy an extra controller and that game eventually. So
Yeah, but I'm asking for how much did you buy it?
pretty much the standard price, I think. So it's like 500 plus 70 for a controller, and I don't know how expensive the games are these days.
I'm not sure if it's just me, but I can't seem to find any PS5s going for 500. All the ones I'm finding are going for like 720.
Don't buy this
but
shit. That's overpriced.
Those are scalpers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I wasn't planning on buying one that's 720, but
What I didn't use Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I installed Twitter, made a Twitter account. For the Twitter account, PS5 stock alerts. And then, just recently as well, if I had an account on wacom.nl, I could have had 2 PS5s now, because it was in my go-to payment basket, you know? I could have had that PS5 as well. It's actually reasonably easy to get a PS5 that way, in the Netherlands at least.
Yeah.
So, for the hunters out there...
move to the Netherlands and use a Dutch website.
Yeah.
That's how easy it is.
The point is, there are, I don't know, services like that for all countries. So I did the same to get mine. I basically just logged the website, which kept track of all the different vendors, and then you basically just have to refresh it often enough. Or you have it, and there is stock available. You just have to be there when it drops. That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's true.
And it will probably most often drop like in the morning or something like 10 o'clock or whatever. So if you're only looking at buying one in the evenings, you are most likely out of luck.
Yeah, that's true. Most of them, pretty much all of them, drop during the day. I mean, if you look at a website and you need to constantly look at a website, if you just keep notifications on of that one Twitter account, you know, you can just sit here, work there from home if you're lucky, and you can just, whoa, a notification, I'm going for this right now, you know. You don't need to actively search the web, etc. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I just I just checked on Cool Blue, and every single version of the PS5 says temporarily sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they are.
Yeah, I mean it's true.
The Cool Blue says they are doing a lottery, you know. I still have doubts for that one. I think it's still, you know, if you order a lottery ticket, the first 100 orders, if there are 100 PS5s available, you'll get the PS5. I kind of feel like it is that way, you know. But I'm not sure. But for bol.com, for example, they had a tweet saying that it took 15 minutes for all the PS5s to sell out.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But 15 minutes, if you are right there at that moment, it's a reasonable amount of time if you think
really
about
is.
it. Yeah.
But also not really, because
you just need to be there at the right moment. And if you are there, you have a very high chance of actually getting it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Probably the situation will be more tense leading up to Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. It will only get harder, I think.
And yeah.
I should probably buy one before before that happens then.
Yeah, you're probably already too late.
You're probably too late by now.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
So I don't know if you have seen it.
Not even halfway through October yet.
The link that I sent in, I don't know, what was it? It was the Horizon, I don't know, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the Horizon Speedrun community off-topic channel. Where Sony had a chance to register. And they are specifically saying that register for this, so you maybe have a chance to get it before holiday. So
yeah,
but it's also only for the US.
But I don't know the situation.
Which is not where I live.
What? You don't live in the US, Fleur?
No.
No, shocking.
I mean, over here we have a lot of different vendors, you know, that kind of keep track of scalpers as well, because you need accounts and email addresses verified, etc. to even
as an account, hindering scalpers. But yeah, I mean a bit, but
I think they have a lot easier of a time in the United States for some reason, because it's just more quantities at one vendor, so there's more hinder if one vendor gets blocked, you know.
I don't think that they have an easier chance on getting it. Yeah,
I mean a harder chance because of that.
Yeah, your mic is doing a weird thing.
Yeah. I hear a potato mic.
Wait, what? What's going on?
We just heard a bit of background noise, but now it's fixed itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I quite like if the sound of the mic itself sounds a little bit like that, you know, but not as a background noise. It can be quite funny in some situations if someone just has a potato mic, you know.
Indeed, it can.
I mean,
a friend of mine had a potato mic, and he got the nickname, German word incoming, Mülltonnen Max. So his name was Max, and since he had such a potato mic, we called him basically Garbage Can Max. And it was fun.
Wow.
Talk about an insult.
I mean, it kind of was an insult, but he knew that it was an insult to his mic, so everyone had fun.
I mean, what qualifies as a potato mic?
Yes. Good talk. Next question.
Yeah.
Especially the E.
Yes,
I mean, does my mic qualify as a potato mic?
I don't
not when it's working.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, mics, if they work, they are great. If they don't work, it's such a hassle to troubleshoot, etc.
You're welcome, Murphy. You're welcome.
I mean, I'm literally just using a headset, not even a proper mic, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's the same for headsets that include a mic, you know.
Yeah.
Especially on PC, you have like 5 different outputs or something, and then you need to pick the correct one.
I mean, it's not that hard.
What?
They are usually labeled.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
There's one labeled microphone.
What?
And you
What
just put put in the microphone port.
My
Big brain.
goodness.
I mean,
Can't even begin to comprehend something that difficult.
without AirPods, I don't know why they are so oddly configured into your PC. There are like 2 different outputs for the same thing. Like, why is that a thing? You have
there are different outputs.
Yeah. No,
What
you
do
have
you
like
mean?
the same AirPods that are connected, and then in your audio settings you have AirPod and AirPod.
I mean, I think I would go with AirPod, but that could just be down to me.
I have an idea about that, but that's not a topic for the podcast. Let's get back to Horizon.
Yeah,
Or
maybe,
something
yeah.
like this. Yeah, I had a question earlier. So we were talking about how you got into Horizon as a game, and you said that you saw it in the PlayStation Store. I was asking myself, when did you saw it? Was the DLC out already, or was it at the beginning, or?
I have no idea. Well, actually, I saw pictures of the game when I was buying my PS4. I think they also sold the console combined with that game. I think.
Yeah, that's how I got Horizon.
I
Sister
think
bought her PS4
and bought it like
Horizon
2018 or something. So after the DLC, because I bought the complete edition, so it's at least after the DLC. But I don't exactly know when. It's in 4th grade of high school, so that's 4 years ago. 4 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, so 18 is 3 years ago. Just doing quick maths.
Quick maths.
Quick maths. Yeah. That will be 3 to 4 years ago then.
And when did you start running it? When was your first run? Do you know, or?
I'm thinking. I think
Clooney's thinking about it real hard.
Yeah. If I'm silent, I'm either just chilling, just listening, or I'm thinking. I think like 1 year after. Can you see it on speedrun.com actually when you first submitted your run?
Yes, you can, and it was.
You can see your obsoleted runs.
I mean, my first run was actually before that. I didn't submit my first run.
Your first submission was on August 20.
2020.
What year?
Yeah, 2020.
2020. I mean, I guess I was just bored, you know. It's a boring year. 2020.
Hold up. August. August is the 8th month of the year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think then Clooney might have started running before I did. Because I started running in September the 27th, I think.
I mean, I didn't really join the community until way after.
Oh, yeah.
Fleur was probably in the community earlier than me, but I might have done my first run earlier because I didn't join the community.
So Fleur, your first submitted run was in October 2020, so 2 months later, roundabout.
October, that's weird.
That's your first submitted run?
Oh, no, that's the first run that got verified. I had a rejected run that I submitted before that.
Okay.
That's why. I was thinking, like, that's only, I don't think I did my first run in October, but yeah, I had a rejected run before that.
Okay.
Yeah. There was some video missing because internet cut out, and so it got rejected.
Let's see. Or actually, the first thing... Oh, never mind, it's still loading. I have a video.
A very functional site.
in February of 2022, I had a short stream or something.
What?
That is titled...
What?
22 hasn't happened yet. Clooney, are
What?
you a time traveler?
2020.
You have a video from the future?
Yes, I do. Life
Clooney,
is
what
scripted.
happens in the future?
Yeah. Hopefully life will get better, you know. I think it's like 2019 or late 2019 or early 2020 that I started running or getting into the game again. Oh yeah, this is probably my first actual run. The stream itself is over 4 hours long.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
it includes loads, etc. So that run took like 3.5 hours at least, and it was back in June, 23rd of June 2020. But I didn't submit that run for sure because I had multiple runs before I submitted a run.
No.
And of course, that run wasn't as good as the runs that I did after that.
I mean,
Yeah.
for our stream, that's basically half a Hondo.
Exactly, Clooney. When Hondo.
Yeah, I mean, I just completed like... How much percent is the main game, actually? Is it like 20 or more like 15%? Maybe even 10%?
I think it's like 18%, but I have no idea.
No. At which percentage we end any percent run?
Something in me wants to say it's 18.87%, but I'm not sure on that.
That's quite specific.
Yeah, I know, but that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Just this exact number, that's the number.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
I remember I did my first run, and then I think it was like 2 days later or something. I committed to doing my second run, and I was going to stream it. So yeah, that's what I did, and almost 4 hours later, I'd finally finished the run. At that time, that was still the longest stream I'd ever did, so I was pretty tired afterwards.
Yeah, I'm still planning like one entire evening to do one run, you know.
Yeah.
Just, you know, if I ever get into smack percent, probably not, because there are bomb jumps and tear blast jumps, etc. And I have never done one of those, you know.
I mean, you should at least try them out one time, so you can say that you're not missing them.
Bomb jumps are cool, in my opinion.
I mean, I've tried them, but for like half an hour in total, maybe both of them. But, you know, just know it doesn't work. They just don't work.
This brings up another question. So, we heard that you don't like bomb jump and tear blast, but what is your favorite skip in the game?
Pardon?
What is your favorite skip in Horizon?
My favorite skip? I think Gaia Prime is probably pretty cool, to be honest.
The hologram skippy thing?
Yeah, but also, like, I also like doing the mountain jumping, etc. in Gaia Prime.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think Gaia Prime is pretty fun to do as a skip in its totality.
Yeah. So is Gaia Prime then also your most favorite split in the run overall, or?
That's a good question. I mean, I really like the late game in general because it just gives off such a hype vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, story-wise, the Zero Dawn mission has always been my favorite.
Indeed.
So it's a little bit of a heartbreaker each time I skip all of those cutscenes, you know? Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm totally with you.
Speedrunning do be like that.
It's a bit of a sad one, to be honest. Just skipping all those very nice animated cutscenes each and every time. It does kind of hurt.
Oh, I can't wait for full motion captured cutscenes in Forbidden West.
Yeah, same.
I mean we're probably going to be skipping them all the same.
Maybe a different button input, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty stoked for the game in general, you know?
Forbidden West, yeah. Yeah, it will be awesome.
I watched the the 14 minutes of gameplay they released a while ago.
Yeah.
And in the first minute of that or something, you're already going over 2 logs, and then you go into that beach little area.
Yeah.
And I was already thinking to myself, I already see a skip here.
I mean, I felt like the game was a lot more scripted, you know?
Yeah, but that could also be just
like that,
the demo.
It really felt like a manual auto-scroller section or something.
Yeah, that's because of
Just
the demo.
What came to mind for me?
Just like they implemented a lot in Tomb Raider games as well. It really felt like that for me, to be honest.
I think that's only the demo.
Yeah, probably. I would hope so, at least.
Yeah. Because they wanted to show off exactly these things. So they went, hey, let's do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then you have this linearity.
Yeah, and it's also kind of like childhood in Zero Dawn, right? Because that's also pretty linear.
Kind of, yeah.
That's true. But you don't know in what part of the game the trailer was made, you know? I mean, my guess it's in like at least the first half of the first 15% or 25% or something.
From what it looked like to me, at least, it was basically the beginning of the game. But
like 1 or 2 missions after the beginning, maybe, or something.
I don't think so.
I think that might have been just the very beginning of the game, to be honest.
Saft also had the theory that what I showed in the gameplay trailer is the intro section where the game teaches about its controls.
That could also be very true.
That's exactly what I thought. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
What do you think?
I'm pretty sure that we will start the game with 1 bow. And then we pick up multiple weapons on the way. But in the gameplay they showed, Aloy already had all the different weapons and stuff.
I mean, that could also be
that could again just be the trailer. Yeah, the demo. We won't know until we actually get the game.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it would make sense for them to like gradually explain more in more detail what type of combat methods there are, you know, because they are implementing more difficult spear attacks and more difficult also bow attacks, I think. So they will need a little bit of a tutorial section for that.
I also have another theory why this won't be the intro scene. I'm pretty sure that that's what I'm guessing. We will start with a location that is more close to the area we had in Horizon Zero Dawn.
That could be that we're like...
the gameplay was all the way in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Which is...
Could also be that you're slowly sort of traveling or something to the west, you know, in the beginning.
Yeah,
that could also be a thing.
Also, back on the combat, I'm not sure how I feel about the more complicated combat, because I think once I get the game, I'll definitely get used to it. But right now, looking from a Horizon Zero Dawn perspective, I don't know. It could make. I'm not really sure. It just feels like kind of unnecessary to me. But maybe that's because I've only seen the demo.
Maybe like meta changes. I think the corruption arrow is like kind of underused because it's just kind of bad, in my opinion. And freeze is way too OP, so at least change out a few things here and there in the arrows or something. Besides that, I do actually think that the spear would definitely do with an upgrade with one special move or something,
Yeah.
So, I got another question to you, Clooney. In Horizon Zero Dawn, what is your favorite weapon?
My favorite weapon? Well, that's the striker bow, of course, now.
Striker bow is a completely valid answer if you want to, but yeah, go ahead. And
that would probably be the war bow or the rattler. The rattler because it's just fun to use,
Rattler fun to use.
Psycho would heavily disagree with that one.
And the war bow.
If Psycho were watching this,
I think the warbow, the utility, the idea behind it, you have freeze canisters and shock or power cells, etc. that you can stock. I think the concept behind the warbow is very interesting, I mean, the corruption arrows are kind of useless.
Yeah.
But I really like the elements that you can utilize to freeze or stun different types of machines. It really gives a safety, a distance, stealthy kind of way, easy transition into offensive, bursty kind of playstyle, because you can get an advantage in combat with the warbow from a larger distance, and then you can come in closer with the burst of the striker bow or whatever, and then you can really easily hit the weak components when they are kind of frozen or shocked entirely. I mean, with the freeze arrow, I feel like if you completely freeze a machine, for me at least, it feels like there is like half a second or so that machine's also shocked,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they want to balance out the freeze, it would already be good, I think, if they just remove that shock entirely or something to make it a little bit more balanced.
I actually don't know if I want them to balance out freeze.
Yeah, I kind of like having an overpowered weapon against machines.
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun to just, especially with the ice rail cannon,
Yeah.
I just found out not that long ago that you can literally one-shot a Stormbird with that thing on story mode difficulty.
With the ice rail?
It deals a lot of damage.
It's like, dude, you can one-shot a Deathbringer in the final quest. You can one-shot a Stormbird.
It's not a one-shot. It's two shots on the
if you hit
Deathbringer.
Yeah,
the
but
final
on
Deathbringer,
Rich Defense,
but on Rich Defense it's a one hit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
pretty insane.
Oh, that's actually so unbalanced. That weapon like shouldn't be exist,
And that's exactly why I shoot rats with it.
So I wanted to do a follow-up question on the what's your favorite weapon. I wanted to ask what's your least favorite weapon and why is it a rattler? But the last part, yeah. But what's your least favorite weapon?
No, actually, I used that way too much when I first played the game. Not gonna lie.
Come on, Clooney. What the hell?
It's the elemental slingshots I never really used. the rope caster is also something that I never really used. So those would definitely be contenders for the worst weapon in the game.
Insert happy psycho noises for the ropecaster.
Yeah. I mean, the idea behind the ropecaster is fun, you know, but it just doesn't work. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's way too much wire, and also it's just not effective at all. In my opinion, at least. You could just freeze the machine and use striker bow instead.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I had one bow in mind that I really thought was the worst bow in the game.
Which one?
But I forgot about the bow. It's probably a green version of the Karja striker bow. The normal bow.
Oh, that doesn't exist.
No, there are adaptations in it or something with just the normal arrow type.
Yeah. No, there's not.
Yeah, no, there's no hunter bow.
The green version of the hunter bow has the normal hunting arrows and the fire arrows.
Oh, it does also.
Yeah, that's the blue version. That's the Karja.
I think through like crates and etc. you can actually get a green one, but I'm not sure if that's a thing.
Oh,
still.
You start. So. What's the bow you start with? That is a green
one.
Yeah, the bow you start with is
the bow in childhood.
The blue bow, yeah. But that doesn't mean it's the worst bow in the game.
It's definitely not. The blue hunter bow is pretty decent, I would say.
The first playthrough of the game, it was the first real game besides GTA I played, you know?
Yeah.
So I didn't really know about skill tree systems or modification systems or anything, you know? So yeah, you already
I think it's going.
Yeah. So I played every single mission, even the last mission, even the final mission, with just the Karja bow.
No.
Oh no.
The game tells you about modifications and merchants. Come on, man. To be fair, I did a similar thing.
Yeah,
at one point, I bought like the sharp shot bow with the arrows that deal more damage, but at some point I ran out of wires. I was like, you know, this one bow is way better. I would just keep on using this one forever.
That's exactly how it went for my first playthrough. I just bought the sharp shot. I think it was the green version too, and then I just used it until I ran out of wire. And then whenever I had wire, I would just use it as a replacement for the hunter bow. Then I would just switch back to the hunter bow. I ran out.
I bought it just before excavation site, I think, and I was hard stuck at excavation site when I first played the game. So just excavation site had all my wire be gone, you know.
Yeah, understandable. I remember when I first played excavation site, I think it took me like 40 minutes straight of just hiding behind the wall and shooting the corruptors one shot at a time.
Yeah. The first one, the first playthrough I played on normal difficulty entirely.
Yeah.
And excavation site is like the only part pretty much I got actually stuck on, you know?
Yeah.
It's quite a hard quest pretty early on in the game, if you ask me. Because of the high mobility corruptors, you know? If you don't know how to deal with the corruptors, it's very hard to do that quest.
Yeah, to be honest, it is pretty shockingly hard so early in the game if you don't really have any knowledge of Horizon.
I think the game expects you to do the more of the side quests and the Revenge of the Noah main quest first.
Yeah.
So I think that Corruptor in front of the Day Tower is there as a literally gatekeeper. Where they go like, hey, if you can't beat this guy, don't go further.
Yeah.
I mean it's kind of true.
I remember I got through there in my first playthrough, and then I didn't use mounts at the time because
Same.
you know.
No
So
mount call?
I just what?
No mount call skill.
I don't think so, but I also just wouldn't have used mounts even if I did have it because I would just forget. So I went off the path to Meridian and I followed the path, and as you know, there's a Stormbird right outside, so I died like 5 times. I wasn't even trying to fight it. Just tried to roll past or just run past, and every time I just got killed.
Yeah, that Stormbird there. It's like really, you are out of Daylight Tower into the wilds of the culture lands, and then there's the Stormbird saying, "Hey there." Would be a shame
welcome.
if someone blew you up.
Yeah. Would be a shame if someone shocked you to death right now. Oops.
I mean, behind the border, the difficulty really amplifies up, right?
Yeah.
It suddenly spikes up, basically.
Yeah.
I don't really like that Stormbird there, actually, because in runs, if you have very bad luck or RNG, you can get hit by that thing, you know?
Yep.
And you lose, like, for no reason, just a lot of time.
Yep.
Yeah. I had that happen in my Cauldron's run of 39.55, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's some free improvement, I guess.
Yeah.
For the next time you do it, that is.
Yeah, although I'm probably going to be focusing on All Cauldron's new game instead of New Game Plus for a bit.
I mean, I assume actually they kind of do include bomb jumps and crazy stuff, the cauldrons, but do they?
In the Cauldrons, there aren't any bomb jumps you have to do, but there is a bomb jump that I'm probably going to be starting to do as the main strat instead of as a backup strat. I think it's Cauldron Row. There used to be a strat where you put down some prox bombs, and then you hope that a Ravager comes running through, and then you also hope that it falls to the right and doesn't sink back down, so that you can jump on the Ravager and save like 30 seconds. But Aussie found out that if you just bomb jump against the wall in a certain way, you can just skip needing to do that entirely. So that's probably what I'm going to start doing.
I mean, Aussie is like the bomb jump master or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really is.
I once saw him, I was tuned into his stream once, and he was like doing Maker's End.
Oh yeah, that stream.
And
he makes it look so easy.
I didn't even know where he was, you know, and suddenly he was on top. I was like, what just happened here? What just happened?
Yeah, that's his Maker's End skip. It's pretty insane.
So I have gotten the first bomb jump there quite a few times now, but I have so far never gotten the second one.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing wrong there, but
I thought I was pretty decent at bomb jumps until I tried Aussie's Maker's End skip. Aussie is just insane when it comes to finding skips like that.
I'm not really. I mean, I don't really speedrun that often compared to most people, you know?
Yeah.
So, and when I am just chilling around and I'm practicing some stuff, I do kind of look for skips, but I don't really know where the skips would exactly be, you know?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. So I'm not really that guy that finds a lot of skips. I might have found one, just the equivalent of a fleur skip, pretty much. Just yeah, just saving 1 second or something by parkouring a little bit differently, you know.
That's basically what most flare skips are.
Yeah, I mean, you have actually found a pretty big skip in Maker's End, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still really proud of that skip.
It's actually one of the biggest skips in the game, right? By now.
I mean, sort of, probably. I mean, there's not really that many skips that a lot of people use, and 14 seconds if you do it basically optimally, but it basically saves around 14 seconds.
So what's the impressive thing about this skip for me is that there are actually not that many options to go in Maker's End. So it's like the location where you manage to save that time is actually impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think how I found it, I was looking at Maker's End and I was thinking there has to be something here that has been undiscovered, and my main point of focus was the 2 climbing handholds that you use to get up to the holograms, and I was like, is there a way to skip this? And then I spotted the gigantic orange railing that runs around the building, and I thought, can you jump on that? And the answer was yes, and that led to the entire skip, basically.
Yeah, but from there you also found that the dialogue before you jump onto that ledge was actually also skippable, but because you skipped it, you could also just use it later to skip an entire hologram, you know?
Yeah. Oh, not
Or
an entire
part of a hologram. Imagine if there were more audio cue skips like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there very well could be.
See, the thing about those audio things is also it makes sense. That's actually the largest point of time save. Like the jump over the railing, if done optimally, only saves 4 seconds. But the dialogue cancel is the part that saves 10 seconds. But the problem with dialogue canceling is that you need to have something that you need to have something that triggers dialogue. So in Gravehorde, that's the power cell. At Maker's End, that's basically a stored piece of dialogue that you can trigger later. But finding a piece of dialogue nearby another piece of dialogue is very difficult.
That's true.
For example, also in Zero Dawn, there is a very long bit of dialogue after you skip the first explanation cutscene after entering, you know? ZD01 data intact one.
Yeah.
I mean, could you use
pretty... the health ward thingy?
What?
The Odd Quarter quest? No.
Lack of the Hunt. You mean the hunters, the boar skin. Yeah, Luck of the Hunt.
Yeah. Can you skip the dialogue with it?
An interesting thought. I hadn't thought of that. The Luck of the Hunt thing is still, well, not new to me, but Luck of the Hunt thing, I still haven't really added that to my list of tools, per se. So every time I'm looking for skips, I don't really think of Luck of the Hunt.
I mean, it's
so
something...
I might try that. I'll go try that, because if we could skip a dialogue, that would save some pretty nice time, and it would also not be as difficult as the Eclipse base skip.
The Eclipse base one. When I saw that, I was like, this split was broken. You run past the entire first 2-3 sections, you know. Then you skip
4
over
seconds.
a gate, and then you have this running path that's already skipped, and then you skip that. That's like,
you do gate skip to get to the tall neck, and then you do gate skip again to get away from it.
Like, it's like not even to skip back over the gate. It's not even that easy, you know. It's quite hard to do if you look at it.
It is.
So, how optimal do you want to make Eclipse base, you know? It's so broken in my eyes, that entire split.
Eclipse base is really broken.
See, here's the thing. Eclipse base is a pretty short section of the run. It's like 2 minutes. But there are Unlike Maker's End, where there's invisible walls everywhere, in Eclipse Space, basically everything is a skip.
Yeah.
Because there is the floor skip like 2 seconds after you load into the escape. There is the ladder jump when climbing up the tallneck. There's gate skip, vine skip. There is the skip where you skip that little bit of climbing where you jump sideways or diagonally.
And you also skip a little bit of rolling and walking because you go straight instead of around.
Yeah,
yeah, and you also
the skip flow. The skip.
Yeah,
I don't know if
skip,
it has.
But I wasn't talking about the skip. I was talking about right after you do the floor skip, there is a hole, and you can jump over that.
You mean
yeah.
You mean the floor skip in the escape, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I found sort of a skip by accident where you jump on a vine instead of a climbing path block, so to speak, when climbing up to the campfire where you talk to Silence. So
oh yeah, that one. I saw that one.
That ridge is also like, can you just skip that climbing section by just parkouring the entire thing up,
Pretty sure you
I've tried that.
But I don't think that is
there's a big thing there. You can actually just skip that entire outside section if you do. Yeah. I think it's like 4. I figured that out a while ago. If you do 4 very precise bomb jumps, basically in a row, you can get up to Eclipse Space or get up on the hill, call a mount, go through an invisible wall, and then you're inside of Eclipse Space.
What?
Yeah, you can actually go inside of Eclipse Space before having the quest for it.
Yeah. And there's 2 ways to do that. There's the way I just described with 4 bomb jumps. And then there is mount jump.
Yeah,
which is way easier. Where you just jump on your mount and then you can do the climbing.
I use that mount jump to practice the skips, I don't really have a game. I don't really have a file to practice certain parts. I just travel to the skip I want to practice, and then I just keep on do it,
Yeah. I mean, that's also why it's so useful that we have glitches to get basically into every area of Horizon early. Like, we can get into Gaia Prime early, Graveyard early, Maker's End early, Eclipse Space early, Zero Dawn early, sort of, Sunring early.
Sort of. Wait, how can you get in Zero Dawn early?
That's with... Well, it's technically getting in early. So basically, you take the thing that I found a while ago, where you go on a mount, you climb up the pillar into the Sunring. And if you roll around, Aussie found this part, you can jump up and do a decently precise jump over an invisible wall, and then you're at Zero Dawn.
But you can't enter it, right?
You can't enter, but if you climb up and go backwards a little bit, and trigger the silence dialogue line where he says something like, I think, success, you've entered the Citadel or something.
Yeah.
He says something like that, and if you then go back, you can enter, but it does cause a soft lock, or a hard lock, I guess, of the quest.
I mean, yeah, you're pretty much hard locked. If you also get locked inside the quest, so in Zero Dawn, and you can't exit Zero Dawn because the quest isn't started, or something like that.
What the thing is, you can complete Zero Dawn and Behemoth, but after that, you're hard locked, because you can no longer activate the siege at Mother's watch.
Oh, really? Yeah, of course. That's also the reason you need to complete the Revenge of the Nora before you enter Zero Dawn, because you need that part of the main quest to also be finished before that siege can happen, right? Or
you need to you need to finish that before Eclipse Space.
Yeah. After Graveyard, the game will tell you that you have to complete the other main missions before you can continue.
Yeah, but there's also that weird thing. Isn't it strange how if you complete Graveford and then do Revenge of the Nora, there'll be an extra bit of dialogue with silence at the campfire. But next to Revenge of the Nora, there'll be like 20 seconds of dialogue.
Yeah. I have that happen once when I forgot to, after Revenge of the Nora, talk to the people on my way to Graveford.
Oh.
So yeah, I did that mistake once.
Yeah, and then it just gets added to the quest. Weirdly.
And then you also need to wait before the Eclipse base quest pops up or something, you know?
Yeah. It's very weird because for some reason you can fast travel away early and it sort of works sometimes, but I don't really know. Haven't tested around with it too much since it's not really a concern in the run.
I mean, I try to just wait for a dialogue to start, you know, before I jump down at the maker's end, or before I fast travel, I really look at my screen until it says quest completed, and then I start fast traveling, you know. It's better to lose.
Or in general?
Yeah, in general. You know, it's better to just lose, especially for me, as my runs are not that optimal, you know. It's better to lose a few seconds than it's better than to lose a few seconds than lose an entire run, you know.
Yeah, I get that, but it's also, I feel, completely unnecessary, since there is never going to be a situation, I feel, especially not at Maker's End, where you'll fast travel away too early. Because you do the dialogue with silence, and immediately after, you can fast travel. And there's nothing else left in that quest.
There is that other spot that you can also get softlocked in Maker's End, right? When you drop down
at the beginning of the tower,
That was kind of what I was referring to, not the talk with silence.
Yeah, no, but that hard lock or soft lock. How did that not get figured out? How did that not get patched?
Yeah, I mean, especially, you know, people are excited to explore. They just go fast in general in that area, you know.
Yeah, they roll down
to anyone.
No, so there's one thing. If you enter your screen fades in from black.
Yeah, that is true.
And most people will wait before they move, but speedrunners start moving while the screen is still fading in.
Yeah, we know exactly where we're going, so...
And
that's true.
If you wait until the screen is faded in, you basically can't be too early for it. So...
Yeah, true.
That's actually one thing as well I had on PS5 when I did a run on PS5. It runs in... the loads are very quick, but then your screen display is actually black for so long after that. Because it loaded in so quick or something. I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, that makes it all the more essential. Makes it all the more essential to know exactly where you're going, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, I was kind of scared my run wouldn't get validated because I had like black screens in game for no reason, you know.
Interesting. Yeah, the PS5 update brought a few problems with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you also sometimes you complete a load and then instead of there being the usual black fade in, the game just immediately springs to just being clear.
Really?
Yeah, that happens sometimes. It happens like once every, I don't know, 20 loading screens or something.
I've had like the exact opposite where it's just like sitting there chilling in a black screen after loading in, and then after like 5 seconds or so it just, hey, the screen is here now.
Yeah, I think I've had that like a couple times where the screen stayed black for what felt like an abnormally long.
I've never really experienced that on an HDD with a PS4. It just happened for me on a PS5.
Yeah, I don't know. It could also just be me feeling that it's taking longer than it should be, but it's not actually taking longer than it should be.
In Secret, the both times was just a loading screen of 3 seconds, and one time you felt it was long, and one time you felt it was quick.
Yeah. But also, I just want to say, loading screens on HDD, they can take ages sometimes.
They really
Like
can.
the one where you go from Gaia Prime to Meridian, it takes so long that typically, by the time the loading screen is finished, I'm no longer paying attention. So it takes like a few seconds for me to be like, oh shit, game loaded in. Fuck.
Yeah, Meridian is especially hard because of all of the people inside of it and all these houses. There's really much going on there in a really really compressed place.
Yeah.
So the console has to load in quite a lot of textures.
I mean, I don't know how exactly the loading areas of Horizon Zero Dawn work.
There technically are no loading areas.
I mean, it partially loads some areas around you, right? If you're in the wilds, you're in a machine site, and the area around that gets loaded if you move. The areas far away unload, I think.
I think not
really.
right?
Machines in your proximity will get loaded, but not technically the area.
Yeah, because Horizon basically is infinite render distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, in theory. Like at some point, they just have the render distance be the background, you know?
Not really.
Yeah, but you can also see you can really see the spire from the Embrace.
Yeah.
So that's pretty damn cool.
True. You can indeed look across the entire map.
Yeah.
That's true.
So they are using something. They are not using loading areas. They are using streaming. So basically, everything that you look at is loaded. And yeah, they do some pretty clever tricks. But yeah, it gets complicated really fast.
Like the nearby.
I wouldn't know, but
so it's more like the area you look at as the area you look at is loaded, and more like the hitboxes, etc., of the area in a few meters or something away from you are fully loaded. More like that.
I think it's more so like with textures because if you've ever been on HDD, I'm not sure if this also applies to PS5 and stuff, but especially on HDD, if you enter an area quickly or you just come out of a loading screen, sometimes that will still be very low quality textures, and then they have to load for a second.
You can get either very bad frame drops or very bad quality indeed.
Sometimes you even get the fun random loading screen for no reason for like a second.
It's like in GTA, especially on a PS4 with an HDD. If you go too fast in a car, the game runs on like 15 or 30 FPS, I don't know. And when you go too fast in the city area, it just cuts in half or something, and you have like insane frame drops just every few seconds.
That's not very fun.
No, it is not really fun, especially when you're getting used to having a laptop as well that can run double the frames of a PS4, you know. Then the transition to frame drops on a PS4 isn't really that fun.
Yeah.
So I found a GIF. Does it play? No, it should play it. It's just standing there. Why is it not playing? Also,
I see it.
Layout
this
change.
is supposed to play.
Dorian, if it doesn't play within the next 5 seconds, you're fired.
Well, who else are you gonna hire then?
The funny thing is, I can actually see the bar moving in OBS, but video is just not playing. Oh no!
Oh yeah, it just cut.
That's yeah. Come on, Dorian. Use magic to fix it.
I don't really want to.
Straw
Go
fired,
and do
Dorian
another.
fired. When do I get fired? Says Seth.
Imagine the entire layout just casually changing or something.
I mean, let's try this maybe. Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Is it playing now? No.
Oh, I think I know why it's not there anymore. Wait, give me a sec. Does this work? Yes, this does work. So this is what the game does, basically. And
that makes sense. That
really
makes a lot of sense. That's so cool to see. I mean, I knew that the game had to probably do something like that, but that it genuinely just does it like that, that's pretty damn cool.
So
I mean, I'm always impressed by how compressed and how high quality looking the graphics are in Horizon for a PS4, you know?
Yeah, they're amazing.
Agreed.
It looks better than some PS5 games, I would say.
Yep. So this brings me to a question. Do you use photo mode?
Not really.
Game.
Sometimes I just chill and I look. Most of the time standing on a mountain or something, and I'm looking like, that's quite a nice view. And then sometimes I enter photo mode, but I make photos in my head, so to speak. I don't really capture them on photos.
Okay.
So I've experimented a little bit with photo mode. I think my profile background in PS4 is also made with photo mode in Horizon. But I don't really actively use it or anything to make cool photos. I mean, people can do amazing stuff with it. I always look into the Discord photo mode channel, you know, and pretty much every single one of the photos is so amazing to look at.
Horizon is a beautiful game.
Horizon can definitely make for some pretty incredible photos.
What does make the game look as beautiful as it does?
So
I think graphics help a lot.
Wow, Blair. Wow.
Yeah, you know, a pixel
very insightful.
But for me, I don't really like the desert part, you know.
Yeah,
it's like
most of the map is a desert, or at least that's what it feels like.
That's the part I dislike the most, you know. But besides that, everything like lush and green, etc., or with snow particles in the frozen world, for example.
Yeah.
It just looks so good, you know.
So I just had a look at the Horizon interactive map, right? And if you exclude Frozen Wilds, probably around 35% of the map is desert. Maybe more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably also a lot easier to make, you know, because there's not as much stuff going on, I guess.
Actually,
I get what you mean.
If you...
But also, like,
not. There is a documentary on the making of Horizon Zero Dawn. where they talked about that all the vegetation and stuff is actually generated. So
Randomly generated.
There isn't a level designer that said, hey, there's a tree there and a tree there and a tree there.
I would explain why sometimes collectibles spawn like inside walls and stuff. That they're always inside walls.
So,
yeah.
Some areas,
of course.
some areas are of course hand placed. Or modified
areas are probably more handmade than the just travel exploration areas, you know? Beside a few little details, for example.
And I also want to highlight the thing that Michael just said. The locations and the vegetation in the game is actually kind of based on actual landscape in America. So that it is like this makes real sense because we know the location where the map is, and the vegetation is like this. So I mean, it's all a bit scaled down.
A bit moved around as well, probably.
It basically really...
Sorry, what was being said? I had to mute for a moment.
The vegetation, or how the area looks, is based on actual US vegetation and stuff. Because
I mean, that would make sense, since it does take place in Utah.
Yeah, all the places are actually, while the scale is a bit turned down, so the locations are way closer in proximity, they actually match the real landscape that you would expect when going there in today, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a cool way of implementing an IRL area into a game, I guess.
Agreed.
Why would they pick? I think it's Utah, right? That Horizon's based on Utah. Yeah. Why would they pick Utah specifically?
That is a good question. That I
don't
can't
know the answer. No. I mean, I guess on the map there are a lot of different biomes, I guess. So maybe they looked at an area that, in the grand scheme of things, kind of included quite a variety of vegetation and looks. You know?
Yeah. That would make sense.
You have a desert, below there you have more of a jungle, but you also have snowy mountains near, you know?
Yeah.
So Michael just wrote in chat, military base already there. And I don't think that this is the reason. Because there are... if you ask the US if they have a military base somewhere, the answer is yes. Regardless of the place.
Yeah. The US has military base every square kilometer, basically.
So... yeah, it's actually interesting to think about.
I always wonder what the kind of river in the ravine thing on the far left side. I always wonder where that leads, you know?
Oh yeah, that I know. Near Eclipse Base, you mean?
Yeah, I always... Yeah. No, it's not really that much near Eclipse Base, I think. It's like below Shadowfall.
Shadowfall?
Oh, it's also near Eclipse Base, never mind.
Oh, you
It's
mean that big lake?
Yeah. If I am traveling
into
there,
the Forbidden West.
Yeah.
Near where is it?
Well, you can't really miss it. It's like the big
that one.
yeah.
The huge one. Yeah. The one. Or I'm looking on the interactive map right now. You mean the one behind Bright Market?
Bright Market is.
Bright Market is the one where you do flying mounts.
I think yes.
Yeah. So.
I've never done flying mounts. So. Maybe that's where the story starts. You exit Utah and go into the Forbidden West from that lake on a boat.
Could be. I mean, I've done flying mounts towards the edge of that lake, but the game resets you, so.
Yeah, you just go 1 pixel too far, and yep, you just got loaded back now.
Lake Powell is it called that? I wouldn't really know all of them.
Is it Lake Powell? Let me Google that. Where's Lake Powell? Yeah, we are.
Solve anything.
I think we are.
It's on the Colorado River, Great Salt Lake.
No, I don't think that is the Great Salt Lake. Because it should be more below.
Looks pretty similar.
It doesn't look salty, if you ask me.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I don't look salty at all, so...
Yeah, it looks pretty Lake Powell.
It looks really Lake Powell Lake here. But the problem is, the Lake Powell, I mean, unless they morph the map, it's not really on the wide, like, height. Because in Horizon it's... Or actually... Okay. So, if you assume that on the Horizon map, up is... Oh yeah, true! Alton just wrote, look at the vantage points. And yeah, there is a vantage point looking at the lake, and it is called Lake Powell there, if I remember it correctly. Wait, it should be on the map. Yeah, the vantage point is called Lake Powell. So, yeah.
Okay, so it is Lake Powell.
It is Lake Powell. And, yeah.
Alright. Well, I think we have pretty much reached the end of the conversation.
Indeed, Orton drop in the knowledge. Yeah.
Damn, it doesn't feel like it's already been 2 hours, to be honest.
Oh,
it has.
True. It has been.
Stream is live.
Oh, wow. Stream is live.
For quite a while now.
Actually,
the difference you do live in Utah. Ah, that's why he knows all the names.
The difference for me between 2 hours or 3 hours of stream and like 5 hours isn't that much, you know?
Yeah, it don't be feeling that different.
It doesn't feel that much differently, especially if you have just eaten or something and you have a drink with you, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't really feel like a large difference when it's like actually 50% of your entire stream.
Oh, Straw is there. Welcome,
Straw.
Indeed, we have.
With the delayed flight.
Have you figured out the deal with Cloony?
Yeah. What's the deal with you, Cloony?
Tell us in a short, quick package. What is the deal with you?
Would I know? I don't know. Getting put on the spot is always a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we are also just wrapping up straws, so
yeah.
you're not missing much here.
Don't think there's also. I don't think there's anyone live to raid at the moment.
No.
Not really.
Not really. Go and raid Bob Ross. No.
I mean, we could just go and raid random Horizon Zero Dawn streamer.
Just a random one.
Yeah.
That would be funny. That would be pretty funny. Just raiding a random Horizon Zero Dawn player.
Just raiding a streamer that kind of looks cool, you know.
But he's not. He's currently not playing Horizon. I would like to raid Horizon.
Let me have a look. I'll go to the Horizon category. What the hell? I type in HOR and I click on the top one because it said Horizon initially, and then it suddenly switches me to Fortnite. What the fuck?
You're into Fortnite, I see.
I'm not.
Oh wait, actually I have the same. I type in HOR and it says Fortnite as the top search. What is that? It doesn't even include an age, you know?
Yeah. On Twitch.
Twitch being twitchy, I guess.
Twitch really being twitchy. Oh. There's a lot of... Hold up, I should probably add the English tag to...
Yeah.
Getting in a polished stream.
Yeah. I'm not really sure who would be good to raid.
That is always the question.
It's always a tough one.
I mean, basically we know nobody of them, so...
Yeah, the thing is we're not really intertwined with the casual community, so...
So there is someone live since 4 minutes with 0 viewers.
There? Let me see.
That would be very
the one
random.
called Horizon Part 14.
Yes.
You can do that. Let me click on the stream real quick. See,
He's currently fighting a Stormbird.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, let's just rate him. Yes, 0 viewers. He should have more. So.
Yeah, he'll get more. He'll get more out of it. Oh, he's freezing him. Good tactics, I see. That's especially good. That's a qualification. If you want to be rated by us, then you need to use freeze.
Yeah.
The Stormbirds we bring down in runs, are they actually frozen though?
No.
That's the fun part.
Oh my god, he half froze the Stormbird and he stopped freezing him. What the hell?
Yeah.
Now he's Light Spear attacking the Stormbird.
Light Spear attacking a Stormbird, that sounds like a smart, fun thing to do.
Yeah, so let's just wrap this hour stream up, and then let's watch him. So,
we also got to ask the most important question of the night as well, of course. You can think about this question the entire time. We would really like to know an answer to this one. Me and Straw have been looking for an answer for ages. We just can't find it. What is the deal with airplane food? Right, that'll be it for us for today, I think. We're gonna be raiding this guy. And
alright.
Thank you for being here, Cloony.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
There will be Summer Cup final on Sunday. So
oh yeah. Fuck, I completely forgot about that. I need to practice.
Oh man.
Yeah, so thanks for being here, everyone, and take care.
We'll see you next week, 7 PM, hopefully.